Hi guys, welcome to the Tarot Roots channel. This is Naya here, and we are going to be doing a deck review on the Tarot Universal Dali. So for just a quick brief overview for those of you guys who don't know who Dali is, we're talking about Salvador Dali, oh my god, Salvador Dali, the surrealist artist. He was a Spanish surrealist artist, and he was born back in May of 1904. And this deck here, the first edition deck, was published in 1984. He has since passed away in 1989 at himself at the age of 84. So the deck was published in 84 and he died at the age of 84, which I think is really synchronistic in nature. Not to mention 84 has a personal significance for me as well. So most of the known paintings, or one of the most known paintings even for younger generations would be paintings like the persistence of memory, excuse me. The one with the melting clocks in the desert, that one. He definitely had a great imagination and creativity. So we're gonna jump right in. So there's two editions of this deck. The reprint became available in 2013 and is available on Amazon. Average price is around 25 to 30 US dollars. And this particular version is the first edition. So it comes in this velvet case. I think it has a signature there on the side. It's interesting because usually books come and the title's printed on this side. When you look this way, it's anything that's inside, or it opens this way, but this one is on the left hand side. So it comes in that neat little case right there. Excuse me. And then this is the box that it comes in. Now the instructions the little booklet comes in English, French, and Spanish, and was written by Johannes Fiebig. Oh my god, if I'm saying that wrong, I so apologize. Who was a German author, which he also wrote a big book, like 192 pages or something like that. But he also wrote this little booklet, the little white book that comes with most of them. It starts in Spanish here. Let's see. Okay, we got the English section. So it's a full 78 card deck with the major arcana and minor arcana. And then we have these not Celtic cross type spreads here. But it doesn't really go any further into detail about how to use these particular spreads. So I'll have some, it'll be interesting trying to figure these out if they're not in any other resource book. So just move that to the side, guys. Sorry. Okay, so I want to say that the cards are oversized. I have relatively small hands, so the back of the cards have Dali's signature. For a minute, do I have these upside down? No, they're both ways, so they're all on the back there. So it looks like scribbling, but it is actually his signature. The edges are gilded, and from what I understand, they use gold leaf to gild these on the first edition, so I probably ought to be careful. Let's see. The cardstock. For those of you who knows what, I'm trying to make a comparison here, guys. For anybody who has the Rider-Waite, the Radiant Rider-Waite, I want to say it feels very similar. It's flimsy for, you would think it wouldn't be as flimsy as it is, but it's more on the flimsy side. I guess it's easy for shuffling, but not just so much that you want to just be careful with them. Size wise, if you have the Radiant Rider, it's bigger, a little bit wider, a little bit taller as well, if that helps. And I'm not going to go through every single card, but I'm going to go through some of them. So let me move this out of the way for a second. And so when you first, if you decide to get this deck, this is how the deck starts. It starts with the Magician, not the Fool, like as usual, like in most other decks. Let me see if I can zoom this in, guys. Oops. Let me see if I can zoom this in, guys. Okay. So here we have Dali as the Magician. And here, so you can see there's a small little white border that goes around the thicker golden border. We have the Roman numeral for which card it is, the English name, the Spanish name, and then we also have the Hebrew letter and the astrological symbol. And so the one thing I want to say about this deck compared to most modern decks is that the planetary symbols and the Hebrew letters are unorthodox compared to some of the more modern decks. So yeah, so we'll go on from there. I'll probably show most of the major arcana just because so all the major arcana has the same layout. Here we have the High Priestess with the astrological symbol for the moon, the Empress. And this picture is of his wife, Gala, which, she didn't mind him creating this deck because she was also into mysticism and stuff. So that was pretty cool. Here we have her as the Earth. Usually you would see the Venus, planet Venus symbol for the Empress. So that's something else. I'm not overly familiar with the Hebrew letters just yet. That's something I'm kind of starting to read into and things, but I know it's not typical because I have other modern decks I try to compare it to and it doesn't match up. So I'm curious as to the deeper meanings for it. So there you have the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers. And so apparently in the bigger in the little booklet, it explains like some of the symbology that was added to this deck and what the symbol stood for. We have the Chariot. I probably should have mentioned there's nudity in this deck, folks. I'm sorry. Please mind your children if you have any. There we have the Hermit. And why this is like this. Like crooked or something. Sorry about that. We have the Wheel. And in And just about every picture that's in these cards, you see Dali's signature somewhere. Now, not all of this, I probably should also mention that in this deck, strength is 11. Oh, goodness. And justice is 9. So, wait, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Justice is 8. And strength is 11. So, sorry about that. I know a lot of people have a thing with that. What else? So, this is definitely like a collage-y. There's collage-y surrealism. Not all of the artwork is original Dali artwork. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess you could say it like that. Like, it's not. Some of them are original pieces. But some of them are like collages from other pieces or inspired from other pieces, and it looks like a whole collage mixture, and then he kind of added his own twist into it and did his thing, but and then signed it as his own. So there's a lot more historically and artistic historians out there. If you can get at me and let me know which are, where some of these other art pieces came from, I would love to know that. It boggles my brain that would be the case, but apparently from what I've seen, that's what it looks to be. And all of these images, I think, are very, you can definitely get lost in them if you can bear to deal with Dali's mind. And I mean, and if you're used to using certain astrological references or tree of life references for this deck, then you might have a hard time reading with it. But I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, I think, each deck has its own personality, and we should try to explore reasons behind it. I really haven't gotten that far as far as that portion of it. Astrologically, I have to sit down with it still and kind of try to understand what where he was going with that. So then after the world, we have the Fool card here, and we know usually the Fool is depicted by Uranus, but they have Scorpio here, so well, I'm not gonna speculate. Sorry, this is a deck review. Okay, so now with the so that was all the major arcana. I hope you guys were able to see that. Okay, and so with the minor arcana, there's no writing on the pips from 1 to 10. But you can clearly see the images. Like, this is definitely Pentacles. And I don't know. I can I can see myself reading with this deck, but that's just me, because I can get lost in that world and move on with it. Now, the court cards are in Spanish here. So, Sota de Oros, which would be the page. Caballero de Oros, which would be the knight. Reina de Oros, which is the queen. Of Pentacles, I'm sorry, I'm just... And then Rey de Oros, which is the King of Pentacles. Or discs. Whichever you prefer. So here we have the Ace of Cups. The Two of Cups. See, like, the symbolism is there, or that you could get kind of lost in the artwork, like what's going on. I mean, you know, like the Two of Cups, you have two people exchanging energy. And I mean, just, I get it. It's like, and then you get this connection with this person. Anyways, I can go through a whole thing with that. But yeah. So, Four of Cups, Five of Cups. And then we have the Page of Cups. I see he still has a little fish in there. He's talking to the fish. The Knight of Cups. I think this is a really cool deck. Now this particular one is definitely a collector's item. I don't particularly want to ruin the value of it, so I decided to do a review so I can play with them a little bit. But I might get the reprint just to try and read with them, because I think I would have really good readings with these, even though the pips are not particularly numbered. But you can easily tell which suit is which. Like, this is definitely the wand suit. And I feel like all the symbolism is there. Like Five of Wands. Like, you don't see the people, but typically you remember how those sticks are all hitting each other. So, you know, there's conflict in this picture, even though there's butterflies. I don't know, it's okay. I'm sorry, I'm a little getting on the rambly side now, because I really enjoy the symbolism. Some people don't like this, or maybe don't seem to be able to connect with it for reading purposes. I think I would have a great time, excuse me. I think I'd have a great time with it. I just don't want to ruin them, because I can be rough with my cards and I don't want to mess them up. So that was the Wands. And here we have the Swords. Two of Swords. And we all want to see the Three of Swords. Look at that. Four of Swords. Five of Swords. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Rachel Pollack also wrote a book about this deck. I saw it available on Amazon and I was interested to see that. And that was done back, I want to say back in the 80s. So I think if you were to be really into this deck and want to explore the symbolism a little bit more, going for the book that Johannes wrote with this deck, to probably read that first. But Richard Pollock has really great writing, and there might be additional things that she could potentially add to it. Move my hand out the light. And so something else that I found as well is there's also a poker sized tarot deck. Now, I've seen it, I mean, and it has like the sun card, so I'm curious if there's a Lenormand mix going on with that particular deck. I'm not sure, I don't own it, but I'm quite intrigued. So hopefully in the future if I can get my hands on it, I'll try to do a review. But for anybody out there who has it, you know, I'm not sure if it's, you know, if it's all the majors or just the pips, or what the deal is going on there with that. So I just want to put that out there, because that is something that is available if you're a avid Dali follower. And I think that basically concludes this deck review. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like this video if you found it helpful. If I had some things wrong, please, you can let me know. Or any further insights, that would also be awesome as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time. Again, this is Naya. Thank you for stopping by the Tarot Roots channel. Peace.